I don't know what it is, because I don't feel like guys have that same fascination with like murder stories or like I don't. It's just so intriguing, I think, to a lot of women.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Dear Dilemma. Before Hannah says anything, yes, my lips are bruised. Why, you ask? Because, just for you guys, I got lip filler. I did it for myself. I did not do it for anyone else. Everyone can keep their comments to themselves. So if you see that my lips are bruised in the next few episodes, mind your business.
It does look good. I'm excited to see when it's like the bruising goes away. Yeah. 2
days ago, so the bruising, and I will be posting that video, well, probably before this is out.
Yeah.
But don't look at this. Mind your business. Keep your comments to yourself.
We'll just pretend she has lipstick on that's
I got
purple.
In a fight. Never been in a fight in my life. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure we were all aware that's what's going on here.
And you guys, we finally made it out of the car. So.
Oh, we're back. We're back in the studio.
So sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed that we took you on the go for a little bit, and we are back in normal.
We are. That was a long 3 weeks we were stuck in that car.
Yep, it was. But it was fun.
Same outfit, same hairstyle. It was great. Anyways, today's episode is brought to you by a new submission. And Hannah, what is that?
So I've become obsessed with watching documentaries or listening to podcasts about crimes or missing people or unexplained happenings. Like every day, I am either watching or listening, and I can't stop. Am I in too deep, or is this normal? Help, please. I just have to say, I feel like this might be a female thing. I really apologize if this is like a guy writing this in, but literally every girl that I talk to, like friends at work and stuff, they're totally so obsessed with like Crime Junkie and like the ID channel and
if
just listening,
cable,
like
I'd watch that.
Reading books about murder. I don't know. It's like a weird female phenomenon.
I agree. I think statistically, if they were to do some type of survey thing, it would show women watch it a lot more, which is quite interesting because I don't know the statistics, but don't men commit more crimes like that over women? I don't know, because isn't there? I think there is actually like a docuseries of women killers and things like that. But I don't know. I don't know if you're in too deep, because I myself just discovered the podcast Crime Junkies, and everyone's like, I cannot believe you just now discovered that. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, didn't I tell you to watch it? And
I
you
know,
were like, I've never heard of that. I thought that she knew about Crime Junkies. Like, I thought everybody knew about
Shout
Crime
out
Junkies.
to her Crime Junkies girl. Actually, I just started Ashley Flower's book last night.
Oh, really?
One of them.
What's the book about? Is it about?
It's about a girl's sister went missing, and they, like 10 years later or something like that. So her sister went missing, and then a girl locally as well went missing, kind of in the same way. And I think it's like 10 years later that other girl's sister contacts the main one and is like, hey, I think our sisters went missing, like, this by the same person, and I think they like try to find out like years later what happened to them.
Interesting.
I'm only on like chapter 2, but that's just the
sounds good. I actually told Brooke to listen to Crime Junkies because one of their first episodes is about someone local, Niqui. Is it McCown? Is that how you say her last name? And she went missing. It's been over 20 years now, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, it was like early 2000s, I think.
And she, like, they've never found anything or had closure for the family.
No, it's really
sad. It's awful, but they do an episode on her.
Yes, and they do a follow-up where Peyton, who is Nikki's daughter, was interviewed. Also, shout out to Peyton.
Yes.
One of our top like fan followers and stuff, girl. We're here for you.
Yes.
And we actually posted on our TikTok her like missing. I think we have it pinned as well. It might be pinned on our TikTok.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, you never know. Cases years later get solved. It could be 20, 30 years later and things finally get solved. And I think that it's so unfair of people that commit these awful crimes, and then they're on their deathbed and they don't still, at that point, like, you're literally dying. Just own up to what you did and say where the body's at. Like
Like, get the family closure, because that's got to be, it's so excruciating to even imagine, and actually going through it, I can't fathom it. If you're local in the Richmond, Indiana or Dayton, Ohio area, if you've not listened to that episode, or if you don't know about Niqui, please look it up. And
there's tons of
know any information or anything that could be helpful, definitely reach out.
There's a hotline. No, isn't there a crime hotline?
I think there is. Yeah,
I'm sure if you Google like the crime hotline number, it'll pop up and you can go in that way. But I don't think you can get too deep, because I'm going to be honest, sometimes these documentaries and podcasts are like my comfort. Like, and I will be just listening to the podcast, and my jaw, there's been like 2 episodes so far on Crime Junkies. My jaw literally dropped like mid-driving or mid-working. I'm just like, gosh. What happened? And I think I do think it's a woman thing to.
Yeah. I think it's really fascinating. I don't know what it is with the fascination around like crime junkie type stuff, like murders and different things happening. But I do think as females, we need to be reminded to be more aware of prepared. And more aware of our surroundings and situations that you could get yourself into. So I think actually in a weird way, listening to that kind of stuff makes you more educated or aware of things that could happen, and makes you like put your guard up in certain situations that maybe you wouldn't normally do, because you're just like, oh, I'm just trusting everybody's not a murderer.
Yeah. You have puppies in your van? Great. I'll come over. I'll take one.
Yeah, because I think about even just people getting followed around in stores and stuff like that. Like,
that happened to me.
It really? Oh, just recently, right?
It happened. Well, like a few years ago, but it happened as a kid. When I was a kid.
Really?
And we begged my friend's dad. We were like, please let us go to the mall. And I think we were like in 6th, 7th grade. And we're like, please let us go to the mall alone. Just drop us off, pick us up in an hour. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't trust anyone. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. It's fine. Something happened. We were oblivious. We're just going store to store, like not even thinking. And these 2 ladies came up to us and they're like, this man's been following you guys. Can we sit with you until someone comes in? And we were like, oh my gosh, he's going to kill us. And not like the guy, but we're thinking about my friend's dad's going to kill us, because we finally, he's like, gosh. This is why, I said not to do this.
Yeah.
But I got it. Like, trust your gut. And
absolutely.
In any situation, trust your gut, because that did happen to me shopping like at 9:00 at night. I went to the store real fast to get something, and I don't know, these guys were being real weird. I feel like they were following me up. My intuition was like, something's not right. And I asked either, I can't remember, I asked the employee or the lady checking out in front of me, like, hey, can we walk out together? And they're like, yeah. So don't be like ever ashamed or scared or worried. Like, ask, because if you don't, who's to say what the outcome could be? And
if you have kids, I feel like you have to be on guard even more. That actually happened. My son was maybe only a year old, and I was at Hobby Lobby.
Not Hobby Lobby.
I know. I was like, it was the middle of the day. It was sunny. No big deal. Like, just normal day. And I'm going around the store with my son, and I'm like, this guy is following me. Like, I can tell, like, he's not following me necessarily, but he keeps looping around,
You're
like,
going
to
the
cross
same
paths.
route.
And then he, like, said hi to me, which I thought was weird. And then he was hanging by the exit as I was going to check out. And I just had weird vibes. I didn't like it. I went straight up to the manager, who's super nice. She's, like, tall, and she always stands, like, right there by the register. You probably know, like, she's got little red hair. And I went right up to her, and I said, I am so sorry. I never do this, but I really just feel uncomfortable. I think there's a guy that's following me, and he's like been waiting right outside the store, and I'm nervous to walk out to my car. Can I have somebody walk us out? And they were super nice about it, and this guy walked me all the way out to my car, waited until I got my son strapped into his car seat. And then I was like, thank you so much.
You never know what's gonna happen. I do agree. I think these episodes that you watch or listen to, they do kind of in a way, like, it's an interesting story of what happened and how could someone do that. And sadly, like, then I think of like, what if I was in that position in my last moments. But I do agree, it is a learning aspect to it. And you're learning about like what you need to be aware of, or what if you see something, say something. And I've done that I think we talked about this before. I did it at the dollar store.
Oh yeah, it was like her friend.
Yes, and I was like, "Ma'am, this like guy's following you," because he wasn't saying anything to her, but he kept like going around, and she's like, "No, girl, that's my friend." I was like, "Well, can you guys communicate?" Because like he's just creepingly like stalking you in the aisle. So don't like ever be afraid for that. So I don't think you're over obsessed. I think you would be over obsessed if it was like that's all you could think about.
Yeah.
And, like, as soon as you get up, you're listening. Because I will break mine up. There's times where I'm like, okay, I've listened to too many episodes. I need to listen to another podcast or like an audiobook to switch into. Mm-hmm. But I will say, I just, like, that's what I read is always like crime mysteries in a way.
Yeah.
And I love those type of books. Something suspense, thriller. Something's wrong with us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is because I don't feel like guys have that same fascination with like murder stories or like watching the ID channel or Snapped or whatever. Like it's just so intriguing, I think, to a lot of women. And I have no idea why, but
I even got a book one time on like the top serial killers in the US, and like the one that is the craziest to me, well, only because I watched a documentary, he was I forget what they called him. It was out in LA, and it's at that hotel, the Cecil Hotel.
Oh, I've heard of that.
And he would go and like kill and then go there and live and change. Like that, it was a really bad hotel. And the way he looks it's a Netflix documentary, but the way he looks, like the evil in his, like you can see the evil in his eyes, and it's so creepy. Also, what's disturbing is like the men sometimes that are doing these things, they're attractive and they think like, or like they're your neighbor, and you would never think that they would do that, or they're like someone you go to church with, and
very unsuspecting.
Yeah, and people are like, no, that would never happen, and then it happens, and you're like,
yeah, I think it's good. It's good to just expect the unexpected, and that almost makes you think about it for real.
Trust no one. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let us know what you think, or give us some good stories we could look up. Shout out to, again, Crime Junkies. They're actually located here in Indiana. They started out just like as a simple, like, fun podcast, and they've like blown up to a whole, like, they have an own office now. They do tours. Ashley
really cool.
And I forget the other girl's name.
I forget her other name. No.
Sorry. But we love you, and we're obsessed. And we'll tag them so you guys can like go to their TikTok and social media as well, Instagram, and kind of check them out, because I'm still stuck in like 2020 episodes. Yeah. I finally made it, I think, out of 2019. But I have so many to go, but I'm also like super happy about that, because
they're really cool.
hate waiting a week. I'm like, oh, now I gotta wait till next week. So, like, I like to pump through.
And there's other podcasts out there. My sister just told me about one, and I can't think of the name of it.
There's like a beauty one.
Well, it's like a
Dark
serial something. And I don't know.
We love that.
But maybe we can tag that or drop that in a comment as well.
Yeah.
And, I don't think you're too obsessed or too drawn in. I think it's really normal.
You're not alone.
Yeah. I have a coworker that all of her pets' names are after serial killers.
Oh my gosh.
So
What?
Yeah. She was like, oh, we got a new cat, and it's a female. I have to find a female serial killer to name my cat after.
I mean, I get it for a cat, because they are crazy and psychotic.
But, like, even her dogs, like, they're all named after, like, serial killers.
Should be one, because he's psycho. That's really kind of funny.
It is. Yeah. She's, like, obsessed, too. So
well, we love that.
Yeah.
We love that. So
you're not alone, but drop your comments. Yeah, I'm really interested to hear what, like, our community says about this.
I want to know what you got, or if any other stories that we don't know about. And I think that's what, like with Crime Junkies, people write into them and are like, hey, we, like, if they've been personally affected by a situation, that they have a family member or friend, but also they've even done topics like across the world that they would have never known about, and I think that's interesting. So drop us your comments. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Dear Dilemma Official, and stay tuned for next episode.
And don't forget to drop in your own submissions. It is through our SurveyMonkey link. It is 100% anonymous. We need those submissions to continue doing this show, so drop us yours.
I would say our best way is to either go on YouTube and copy the link in our bio, or Instagram. I think you can just click it. I added it, so you can just click it. TikTok, we have to get more followers before we can add the link. So we hit 1,000, we'll be able to, but we're not there yet. So it's okay.
Working on it.
Yeah.
See you next time.